Hello, I hope all of you guys are having a great day today. My name is Jesse Thompson and I have some information I'd like to share with you. I will be explaining the individual pieces of the three core building blocks that is going to create the Cheers infrastructure. They are going to be the cell-like chip units, the electric hive tower, and the dream house program. These combined is going to build everything that Cheers has already planned out, and it is going to execute its mission by using these three products. So let's begin. The cell-like chip unit, or the cell-like chip itself, the individual piece, will be 2 inches long, 1 inch wide, and 2 inches deep that will execute the mission at hand. It will be built into 3 layers. Now layer 1 is all about protecting the inside from the out. If there is inclement weather, if there is impact force that happens on that very individual chip, this layer is meant to protect everything on the inside. It will be made from natural products that will be grown in the hydroponic vertical farms. Now in the beginning, it will probably have plastic quantities mixed in with it due to the low supply. But as time goes on and we start building these hydroponic vertical sheets and we start harvesting the materials that can be made to make this natural plastic, it will be completely converted over to it. Layer 2 is all about carrying the weight, literally. It will be made from various materials depending on what job it is meant to do. Some will be made from dense wood, some will be made from fibers such as bamboo, and for the cure-all bed itself, it will be made from quartz. And that is an entirely different discussion completely. This will be designed to ensure that none of the weight falls on the third layer or the first, meaning the second layer is going to be slightly dipping inwards and layered like that and flush at the top. And it is literally to transfer the weight from the top, let gravity do its job, and pull it to the next cell underneath it. And as an individual, it can stand its own weight. And as a unit, it can build houses that can hold roofs. Someday it will build transportation units, and it'll take the entire impact from the road without damaging the chip, and that is also part of Layer 1's job. But Layer 2 is all about absorbing impacts from the outside and also protecting the third layer, as third layer is going to hold all the technology embedded into one chip. The third layer will host all the locking mechanisms, the conductive wiring, and it's going to have 2 horizontal bars that everything is going to be built around. Layer 2 and Layer 1 is going to be inserted onto these horizontal bars. This way it can lock from this way, and it'll also lock up, down, and sideways. When the chips are locked into place, one of these horizontal bars will be sticking outwards. The other locking bar on the other side will be sticking inwards, and it will lock into the cell behind it. The size of the chip will have the locking mechanisms that will hold it all together. That will hold one cell next to another one flush. And when these are put together, you won't even know they're individual pieces. Also, there will be panels that will be attached to the outside that you will be able to design and create your own drawings, your own art, your own impressions. You can create your own masterpiece. The chips will be placed onto an accessory bar, and this one is probably the most important. The accessory bar will take commands from the central hub that hosts the Dreamhouse program. It will create the wanted designs that you have in mind. If you want to build tables, if you want to build chairs, if you want to build counters, cabinets, the Dreamhouse program is going to hold those commands and it's going to create it for you. The accessory bars will literally be doing all of the work. The cell-like chip units and the cell-like chip individuals are going to be creating the product, but the accessory bar is going to be executing the commands and holding it all together in that very particular shape that you want, or very product or object that you want. The accessory bars are the ones that are in charge of this job. The accessory powers will be powered by the electric hive tower and commanded by the Dreamhouse program. This is truly a piece that makes everything physically active and in some cases inert at the same time. Moving on to the electric hive tower. The tower will draw its power from 4 different sources. The first will be the solar panel that will be encased in a light diffusion and focusing kit. It will take ambient light and scatter the photons, and then it will draw it back to a main focal point that will enhance even dim light into a usable power source. The second will be the wind portion. It will draw its air from vents that is meant for one-way directional airflow. The blades are designed to constantly push any new airflow downwards. The airflow will have a lot of help as the fan blades are designed to do and enact that very job. Now, there is going to be additional help to draw the air downwards, and there's going to be 2 fan blades that is going to be pulling this airflow and be used as a cooling mechanism for the motor and placed underneath. Now, the motor is going to draw its power from the battery, and it's going to run at a very particular RPMs. And these RPMs are going to create a virtuous cycle that whenever it kicks on, it's going to engage, and it will move faster, and it'll start spinning those fan blades until the airflow inside takes over. And it spins around faster than the motor itself. At that point in time, the motor will be disengaged and the fan blades will continue to turn. Whenever they need a little extra push, it'll spin down, lock into place, and the motor will take off again. This is going to be basically utilizing mechanical motion and mechanical advantage at the same time in the aerodynamics world. Excuse me. Okay. The motor will also be attached to a pulley system. The pulley will draw buckets from the water tank below and deliver it up to the top side of the water portion of the electric hive tower. Now this water will be delivered downwards into the first whirlpool generator. This whirlpool generator will take this water pressure and it will move these blades in a rapid motion, and it will be able to draw power from that. Now these blades themselves will be made from quartz, which is a piece of electric material. This quartz is going to be specially designed and architected in order to ensure that the water never runs out of a supply that a power source can be harvested from. And of course, the quartz itself is going to have feeders to the outside, and it's also going to be replenishing itself from the outside inwards, and make sure that the water is replenished so you can always have a power source on the inside using the whirlpool generators. All 4 components will harvest its power that will be converted into a usable energy and charge the battery, of course. This battery will have the ability to be taken out and be able to carry it around and used for the various equipments and things that you want to plug into. The electric hive tower will be there to insert the battery. You turn it back on and it'll recharge the battery. At this point in time, I'm not sure how long it will take to recharge that battery, but the goal is to get it to about 20 minutes. From a dead battery to a full charged one. 20 minutes is the goal. And we are going to get there, trust me. Moving on to the Dreamhouse program. This program will be built to pull power from the towers and manipulate the accessory bars with them. The accessory bars will take the commands and execute them by influencing the chips attached. Any structure built above ground will have an equal number of units below. This being said, there will be other equipment built from the cell-like chip units of different variations and built from different materials but with the exact same design. So this equipment will be built in-house and reduce expenses across the board. We build our own equipment that we are going to use. Everything is harvestable, growable, and with the exception of quartz, easy to create the needed architecture to execute its mission that it is set out to do. The Dreamhouse program won't necessarily be in the homes. It will power and run equipment. It will take care of the plants in the hydroponic vertical farm systems and run the equipment needed to take care of the plants. This will also translate to the paper recycler and printer and the Winter Blues hydroponic self-sustaining garden as more or less as a pilot program on what to do whenever there is problems, create a sheet of trouble listings, and basically create a TM for the Dream House program, the electric hive towers, and the cell-like chip units, and the individual cell-like chips and the accessory bars attached. Yeah, we're basically going to copy the army and build TMs for it. That way, whenever there's any problems, we can take care of it right then and there, or we can come in, repair, and replace. The paper recycler printer in the Winter Blues hydroponic self-sustaining garden is going to be part of the pilot programs that's going to test these out in the open market. This is the first of many products that Cheers will create from the 3 basic building blocks that will make the infrastructure of Cheers possible to complete all the programs it is set out to do. It'll also take these designs and take the Recycling for All program, break down the products, or break down the waste into basic materials, and recreate them so they will always be recyclable. These are the 3 basic building blocks that will make the infrastructure of Cheers possible to complete all the programs it is set out to do. Thank you for your time. My name is Jesse Thompson, and as a representative of Cheers Project, and myself personally, I hope you have a great day, and I look forward to hearing from you. God bless and have a good night.